Hey guys, today we're going to go ahead and create a virtual network and access it through remote desktop. So the first thing we're going to do is go into resource groups and hit create. We're going to name this Windows. We'll call it Windows 10. And we're going to go down here to where it says create and review. And create. Now, once this is being created, we'll be able to see everything here. As you can see in our notifications, it came up just fine. Right there. All right. So moving on, we're going to go back to home. And now that's been done, we can click groups and you can see our Windows 10 resource group. All right. Now we're going to actually create the Windows 10 virtual network. I'm just going to go up here, type in virtual machines. Sorry, I didn't mean to say virtual network a minute ago. All right. So now we're in our virtual machine creation. We're going to hit create virtual machine. Right here, you're going to select your resource group on what you want to use, and then your subscription is going to be what you use to either set up or pay as you go, depending on which one you're going with. I click that. Okay, we're going to call this the Windows 10 machine. All right, we're going to choose the size. We're going to make sure it has 4 and 16 gigs of memory. We're going to keep our zone at Central US. Down here, we're going to come up with a generic password. I like to use lab user and then cyber lab 123. One, two, three, exclamation mark. Right. Once we do this, we're going to go down here and hit create. It's going to give everything here. We're just going to double check everything's good to go. And it is. So we'll go down. And you'll see that roughly if you run this machine all month, you're going to spend this much, depending on if you're on your pay-as-go account. We're going to go down here and hit create. And this is going to, I made a mistake. Because I made a mistake, we're going to have to redo this because I did not check the right OS system. And because of that, I got to restart. So we're go back to resource groups. We're going to go inside of resource groups. And this is where our virtual machine is being placed. And if you can see, the deployment is still in process. So once this is done, we're going to go ahead and delete everything and again restart. Something simple as just not putting the OS system can take a moment because you got to restart everything. So, but in the meanwhile, this is redoing. What we can do is go home, go to virtual machines, and what we can do is hit create. Hit create new virtual machine. And we're going to just use the same one that we had before, Windows 10. But this time we're going to name the Windows with all capital letters. 10. Just to give it through because it can't have the same name as the original one. This is where I made a mistake. I did not go into the Windows. As you can see, Windows 10 is not here, but I do have Windows 10 Enterprise from previous. But if you click on all images, if you don't see it, it will take you here. And this is where you find your virtual machine of Windows 10, and you can choose which one. For this exercise, it doesn't really matter which one, so we're just going to go with a basic right here, enterprise multi-session. Right, there we go. All right, again, we'll now do Cyber Lab 123, exclamation mark. Come back down, hit I confirm, because we're doing a Windows machine. All right. And I would recommend just jotting these down. I normally keep them in a notepad or something of that sort. Hit create. Now that this is here, everything's been validated. We're going to hit the create button down here. We're now Windows 10. Everything is good to go. The virtual machine is now being created for development. And this is where we're going to be able to use our remote desktop and be able to access this here in a moment once we finish getting it loaded. So we'll go back home, let that go, and be right back with you in just a moment. Right. It should now be created. If we go back, we'll see our virtual network here. We click on it. And this is where we are going to be able to get the information we need. As you see, it still hasn't been started yet, so we're still waiting for it to finish up. So bear with it just another moment. As you can see, it is in the process still. Now I will go back to the previous one I made a mistake on. And here we'll go ahead and just hit stop, hit yes. And this will completely disable the old one and it won't run. And then I can go back to virtual machines. And then we can actually go up here. Should be delete. And then we can just type delete. Delete. And then the one we made a mistake on now will be deleted, as you can see here in the notifications. This is how to make a Windows 10 virtual machine in Azure. So if you have any questions or concerns or just any pointers, please go ahead and leave a comment and it'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you and have a blessed day.